Thank you so
Yeah,
much for speaking continuously with
Thank
Delhi
you so
Tech
much,
community
Srishti and
groups.
Rubil.
Yeah,
And we
thank
are
you so
really
much.
excited. It's a topic, pretty intriguing topic, um, because we do not understand a lot about legal. So it would be wonderful to know how AI highlights document issues in legal reviews. Thank
Yeah,
you so
yeah,
much for
of
this session.
course. No
Look
worries.
forward to it.
Thank you so much, Abhinav, and Aro, Dhruvin, and the rest of the team. Sorry, I might not know everyone's name here, but thank you so much for having us over. And I always mention this to all the, all the calls wherever Dhruvin, Aro, and everyone is present. That I feel like I'm speaking at home. So thanks a lot for always giving us the opportunity to present and speak around various topics. So thanks to the whole team. Today's topic, as you can see, is around how we can first things first, wherein there are different kind of documentations which are sitting in multiple repository in any of the form. Either it is your local system, either it is cloud or SharePoint, or the documents can be anywhere, residing in the form of Excel, Word, PPT. But now, particularly the reason behind choosing legal cases, where what I have observed is multiple people have been using AI assistant for multiple scenarios, either that is for human operations or people and culture team or tech side. But there are few areas where still there is some room needed, wherein they'll understand how AI assistant can be used for them. So one such area was legal area, wherein how they can go ahead and use AI assistant for their benefits. So we thought it, okay, let's just go ahead and present something where it is beneficial, and also this will be a good use case, wherein if there is some documentation which has some clauses, some compliances, some things wherein the document is heavy, and the decision has to be made. So how this can AI assistant can help there. So today's use case, as I've elaborated, it is around how we can go ahead and look into the legal space and have AI assistant, which will help the legal team. To go to the agenda, this is pretty much the agenda, and like always, I try to keep a very small number of slides so that everyone who is attending and who is going to watch live over YouTube later on, they can get benefited from the live instance which me and Drew will be performing. So there are no slides. The slides are just for giving the overview, to just set up the ground on, okay, how this can be built. So the agenda is, okay, what exactly is agent, and how we can go ahead and create agents in the simplified manner, and what are the tools if I want to create an agent. So today we are going to talk about agent building through Microsoft Copilot Studio, and what are the different type of agents which you can go ahead and build in Microsoft Copilot Studio. So there are different kind of agents. One is retrieval, the other is task, the other is autonomous. So we'll talk about that. And for today's use case, we have created an agent in Copilot Studio, but we are leveraging AI prompt. Now this is the important layer. Definitely, along with prompts, there are other important areas as well which are part of Copilot Studio. But specifically for today's session, we are going to look into prompts, and Drew will also walk you through how you can leverage different things like topics, actions, and our use case, which I have elaborated, that is residing around legal. But it is not just refined to or restricted to legal. This you can plug and play in any of the scenarios. Either it is uh, tech area, or it is for operational team, or any of the team, wherever you feel, okay, this is how I can create or craft my custom prompt. And if you click, okay, this I can leverage the same thing in any of the other line of business or other area, then please go ahead and start leveraging it. That is our agenda for today. So we want everyone, after this session, they can go ahead and start building their own Copilot, start exploring the AI prompts, start exploring the different types of models which are part of our platform, and the technical details, and how you are going to build that we are going to show. So this is just pretty much the agenda. So now, before we go to the Copilot Studio, before we start building, it makes important to understand what exactly copilots are, what are assistants, what is the difference between the two, and how is this ecosystem, in place at present, provided by Microsoft. So as you can see from the screen, let me just put the pointer if I can. Yeah. So as you can see from the screen, this is the ecosystem, wherein this box is Microsoft Copilot Studio. Now, when I say Copilot Studio, this is a platform, a product, a tool which is provided by Microsoft. Now, where this fits in? This fits in as part of your Microsoft Power Platform. Okay, so Power Platform has multiple tools. For example, to automate, you go to the Power Automate. To create applications, you have Power Apps. Now, to build AI agents, you have a tool called Copilot Studio. So you can build custom tools. You can create applications for this tool. And you can also use AI agents to build agents for this tool. So the AI layer is underneath, wherein Microsoft Copilot Studio is leveraging your Azure OpenAI, Azure AI Foundry, wherein Foundry is your home for all the models. It is leveraging that. So as you can see, it is using the models which are part of Azure AI Foundry. The models which we are using as of now currently are Azure OpenAI models only. There are no other models, other third-party models. These are just first-party models, Azure OpenAI ones. While you will also see that as we are building agents, so agents are nothing but, okay, agents can add an AI layer, but it also acts as a chatbot. So it also uses your bot service channels. It is also using the bot framework, which is part of your cognitive services. And as we talked about that this sits in the Power Platform suite. So you can go ahead and leverage all the connectors, all the services like SharePoint, Teams, OneDrive, Excel, all of those integrations are first class, are in place. So you can go ahead and straight away use those connectors. So hence the underneath layer also holds that, and an agent SDK. So why an agent SDK? So whenever you build, so whatever you build in the platform, in the tool is low code, no code, which is drag and drop. But to have that experience, underlining layer is pro code side, which is done by the platform team, and that is using agent SDK. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Now coming to the upper layer, wherein what we see is, okay, I can build custom agents. Now that custom agent can be travel, can be IT operation, can be service desk, or any custom agent. You name it, you can build it. It is not just about building, it is also about extending. So this layer, which you can see, once I build, I can publish it. I can use it in various channels. Now those channels can be Microsoft Teams, can be SharePoint, which is a custom website, or Azure Web App, or you want to host it to WhatsApp or any other channels. You have it. You have those channels in place. So hence you can extend it to multiple channels, and as well as you can also extend it to M365 Copilot. Now, pretty much, I'm not sure how much you all are aware about the Copilot stack, but just to give you a short overview, M365 Copilot is a Copilot which is as part of your Microsoft 365 suite, wherein you get a M365 chat. And if you have the license, you can go ahead and start leveraging or start retrieving the data from your work related data, which means either it is your meeting data, your contacts of your tenant, which is your organization, or your people, your files, and everything. So in that Copilot as well, let's say I have built a custom Copilot in Copilot Studio, and now I want my M365, I want this to be extended to my M365 Copilot. You can do that straight away. Also, you can use those custom Copilots to your Power Platform, like Power Apps, Copilot for Service, Sales, all of those. So it is extended there as well, and also extended to other Copilot like SharePoint, Viva, and all of those. So this is how the ecosystem is currently. Now let's go ahead. Now that a ground rule of what the ecosystem is, what tools are in place. Now you are good to be aware of, okay, I know this is the tool. Underlining layer is using the models provided by Azure OpenAI and all of those things. And I can also extend and manage. Now what are the different kind of agents which I can build? Here is a spectrum of agents. Now it goes from, as it is shown, from simple to advanced. Why from simple to advanced basically means, what basically that means is these is spanned into three categories. One is a retrieval, one is a task, one is a autonomous. Now when I say retrieval, understand currently in your current scenario wherein you or let's go back to a year or two years back, wherein we didn't had any AI assistant or copilot. What we used to do, simple retrieval word itself means I want to get knowledge, right? I'm fetching some information. Now in the scenario 2 years back, what we used to do is, okay, if I have a detailed knowledge repository, for example, I'm working in an organization in the legal domain, I'm dealing with a lot of legal contracts, and these legal contracts are classified. For example, some legal contracts are relevant to organizations, some legal contracts are relevant to employees, some contracts are relevant to housing department or any other socio things, right? Those legal has different streams. So let's say there is a repository wherein they have classified these legal contracts, or maybe they have just one and they are extracting the information. All of those things is happening in the repository. What you used to do is to search in the search bar that, hey, fetch me this legal contract. But were you using natural language? No. All you need to do is, okay, you need to remember either the legal contract ID so that you can search the exact specific document, or by the name in the search bar. And that is how you were currently, or 2 years back, we used to search, right? Now, retrieving means fetching. So, with the help of AI, what has changed? Retrieval has changed to altogether. How? So now you can go ahead. Let's say I have an assistant in place. Now that assistant can take your query in the natural language, stating, for example, I need a legal contract detail from an organization called AIB. Okay. And that organization has a lot of employees where each employee are working as contractors for different organization. Now I want to get the details who all are working as contractors in which organization and what is the contract plan, all of those things. What I can do is I can go to that assistant, I can just put in a query, provide me the information of AIB organization with all the contractors they are associated with, and it will get back to you with the list of documents for that particular query. And now your job is done. Now you get all the documentations. Now it's not just about getting the knowledge, but you can also go ahead deeper inside it. So maybe I can say, Shushti is working in AIB. Can you help me with the information on where all she is working, what all clients she is serving, what is the contract period, the budget, and everything from the document? I can retrieve that information as well. Now, before 2 years, what we used to do, we first need to identify the document, we need to search, and inside that, I need to go through that whole document to read, okay, these are the information, this is the contract plan, these are the clauses, all of those things. Now, with AI in place, you are doing everything within your fingertips within just few 1 or 2 more minutes, and you get the information, right? That is what retrieval is. Retrieval means you are either it is grounded on your own data. So just in my use case, which I just elaborated, I grounded on my own knowledge, which is my own legal knowledge, or else this knowledge can be publicly available. So for example, I want my human resource team to go ahead and create some creative, creative ideas for every weekly fun Fridays or something like that. Then they don't need to ground it on the data, right? They can go ahead and use the data which is available on web for which the model is already trained with. So you can provide that open AI assistant wherein it fetches the information from web, and the human resource team can also generate some creative things for the fun Friday, like games or anything. This is what retrieval is about. It is just about retrieving the information, and that data can either be your own data or the data can be from publicly available websites. Another agent which you can build is task agent. Now, tasks can be considered as pretty much performing some actions. Now, you are not going to perform that action. That action is going to be performed by your agent, right? Now, how it will do that? So definitely you'll have to build that in such a manner that, hey, these are the actions which you need to perform. Consider an example saying that I need my agent that whenever a user sends an email or whenever a user is updating a project, okay? So I have a project repository wherein, or maybe consider the legal case wherein I put the legal contract every day whenever a new legal is updated in my SharePoint. Now, based on that, you need to extract some information, take that information, validate whether it is critical, non-critical, and classify. And then based on the details, you need to put that into the classification folder. Now, this thing can be done by your agent as well. So whatever I just spoke, that each item can act as an action. Hence, it is said as a task agent, which means based on something, it will perform the tasks and it will do it, and it will, just do it on its own. But here, what is important is a human intervention is needed, because based on some human intervention, the task will be performed. For example, I say, fetch me the legal contract. And then once that legal contract is fetched by the user, check the status, update the status, and all of those things. Hence, this is the task agent. Now, coming to the advanced one, saying that autonomous agent. Here, there is no human intervention involved. It will run on its own. Consider something like a background process, wherein this agent is doing everything in the background and you aren't even aware. Meaning, I have all the agents which are I have all the contracts, legal contracts which are sitting in the library, document library of a SharePoint. Now I have created a extraction. I have a model which extracts the information, and based on the information, it just ranges. It puts the detail in the three horizon, and that horizon can be simple, complex, and medium. And these horizon means, okay, whether this needs an approval or not, whether this can be handled without approval, something like that. And this whole background process will be done by your agent, and it will also classify and it will update the status on its own. And only trigger which it is taking into account is your updation. So whenever a new contract is uploaded into your library, and based on just that trigger, it is performing all the actions. Now here there is an important concept called orchestration. So on that trigger, it has to perform the other actions. But to make that happen, you need to put a strong instructions in place so that it will do that job correctly, right? And if that doesn't work well, then you also need to escalate it to an agent, either it is a live agent or to a normal chat user, right? So these are the three type of agents which you can build at present in Copilot Studio. Coming to the another one, now that we are aware, okay, I can build these type of agents. Now you have to go ahead and take this. Okay, where should I get started with? Which type of agent should I create for my use case, right? Another important layer is going inside into an agent. Now we know what is the ecosystem, what are the different type of agents which I can build, but what exactly is an agent? That is important. So for an agent, for me to describe an agent, you can see that this whole uh, box, wherein what it states is these are the agent which we work with, right? We chat with, or these are the assistants to be more concise. So this agent, which as an AI layer acts as your assistant, this is for your user, end user. Now beneath what lies, there is a knowledge, right, which I just said. Either it is grounded with some knowledge that can be publicly available or your own knowledge. There are some actions, triggers, workflows which are running behind the scenes, and there is a AI model which which is used and which learns on its own. So based on your queries, it tries to learn on its own. So these underlining layer are being orchestrated through an orchestrator. So now your Copilot Studio is your orchestrator, which is taking your knowledge, which has the tools and your different learning methodologies. And this is the user experience, which you can test it in the Copilot Studio, but it is grounded with some knowledge, some models, and these models are your Azure OpenAI models. While what we use is just the AI assistant agents. Hope this autonomy of agents is clear. And if there are any more queries, put it in the chat. I'll take it at the end. Now we have the ground set wherein we know Copilot Studio, we know the agent, what kind of agent to be built, what we are doing for our use case. That is important. That is why we are here. What I'll do is I'll quickly come to this topic of AI prompt. But to do that, I'll not be speaking on the slides. I'll go to the Copilot Studio and Power Platform to elaborate what we are doing. And then I'll ask Dhrubil to take you through the whole journey of legal review agent, which he'll build. So let me just stop sharing and let me go. Okay. Now the important question here is what we are trying to do, right? So we'll put all the ingredients in place so that we can build the final goal, which is a legal review assistant. So to build that, there is one important thing which I mentioned at the start, that we are going to use prompts, and this is specific to prompt. Dhruv will show actions, topics, which are the other areas which you can explore for Copilot as well. But right now we are doing everything through prompts. For prompts, this is the AI layer which has been added to your Power Platform. Now I am into my Power Platform, as you can see, and the Power Platform, you will see an AI hub. Okay. And in the AI hub, which is nothing but your Azure AI services, it is using your Azure AI service only. You can just have your custom prompts. Not just that, you can also have your custom models and your pre-built models. So I am pretty much sure everyone is already aware about the different AI models, but just giving you a quick sneak peek if you aren't aware. This is how it looks like. So you can have a document processing, invoice processing, text recognition, prediction, based on your structured data or unstructured like images, all of those things you can see. As I mentioned, this is nothing but AI services. These are straight away available for you to use. So whenever you see pre-built model, you don't have to train it with any of your own data. You can directly take this and you can directly use it in either of your Canvas application or your automates or anywhere you want to use it, right? You can pick it up and use it. While for the custom models, custom means you have your custom scenario wherein you have a different template and you want the model to be trained with that particular template. So for example, let's just take a document and I will pick a custom model. Now it is stating me, hey, this is a custom model. You have to provide me with the data and you also have to train it on your own data. So you can just click on custom model and you can provide your own data set, train it, label it and all those things, and then you are good to use. This is what AI models are. Coming to the important area, which is the new one, which has recently been added to our Power Platform. I'm not sure how much of you all have seen that. That is AI prompts. Okay, so let's just go to the all. Let me go to AI Hub text. Okay, so in the text, you see that I would go ahead and create a custom prompt. Let me see why I'm not able to see that. Okay, yeah, this is where it is. This is the new interface wherein you see everything is related to text. No file, nothing. Okay, only text things. Now, for that as well, Microsoft is providing you the pre-built text prompts, which is classification, sentiment analysis, language detection, and analyze the word frequency, identify text types, respond to a complaint, summarization, and all of those things. But at times these are not the ones which we want to use, right? I have my own custom scenario. I don't see that this fits anywhere here. What can I do? I can go and build a custom prompt. Now here comes the magic. You see this interface wherein what it says is, this is where you provide me the instructions and I can do a job for you. Okay, I need to just provide the instruction, but I need to make some configuration. What configuration you need to make? One, model. Now, which model do you want to choose? And these models are the one which are provided by platform. As of now, the model is 4.0 mini, 4.0, and the recent updates in the Copilot Studio is Premium O1. This is for your deep reasoning models. Now, let's say I'm just using 4.0 and I want to do I want to give some instruction saying that, hey, you are a lawyer and you need to help me identify the discrepancies in the contracts uploaded. Now, I have to make this dynamic. I can't have one particular document for which it will provide me the discrepancies. No, right? This has to be dynamic. User has to provide the legal contract. So how will that user provide? You need a input. And that input can either be a document or a text. So let's say a document. This is my legal document and this will be uploaded by the user. And I have chosen my model. I have provided the input. Now some other configurations. What output kind do you want it to be generated? Text or JSON? So let's keep it simple. Text. If you want JSON, you can do that. And you can club it in your automations so that it can pick one particular at a time and then you can roll it over and apply to each. That you can do. We'll keep it simple. Text. Now go to the settings. And in the settings, you're saying temperature, record retrieval. Important thing. Temperature means I'm keeping it 0 specifically so that it always has to provide me the correct responses, the most accurate response. If I put it, to 10 or 1, it will provide me sometimes not the mostly accurate response. Hence, I'll keep this as 0. Record retrieval, what number of records I want to retrieve? I want to retrieve just one. I don't want multiple records to be retrieved. And we also want to test. So how can I test this? In the inputs, I'll provide a document, this one. This is the incorrect one, and I will test. I can be more concise. I'll have to provide a detailed script, a detailed instruction. So this instruction is just on the fly, which I have provided this so that you can test. Well, Drupal, what use case we have? That is a concise instruction, and you can see that what it is provided. I'm not a lawyer, but I can help identify. So it is good. You see, it is saying that okay, I'm not a lawyer. You need a human in place who will review, but I can help you flag the things which are not correct. One is missing information, the other is return of materials, governing laws, the dispute, and everything. Now this is the information which we have, and this will be helpful for the users, wherein whenever they need any information, this is how it will be generated. So this one particular scenario which I have illustrated, we'll be talking about it in more breadth, but you can use the custom AI prompt this way. Now you say, okay, I don't want this much detailed scenario. I just want a summarized in a detailed in a formatted version, and that format is a table format. And I only want it to be, I just want to get the response which is a response like generate the responses in a familiar tone, in a friendly tone, and I want to do such kind of things in the instructions. You can do that as well. So it doesn't have to be very complex, but it can be very simple as well. And if you want to generate or extract some important information, as I mentioned, I have uploaded a file. I can extract the information like, okay, who is the party from which the contract is generated, what is the information from the contract, like whose contract is this, which company or which organization the employee is working in. So you can extract the information as well from here by passing it to the instructions, and you'll get the information, and you can use this information in your further automation. So that you can do. But this covers your AI prompt. Now whatever I drafted here, for that you need to understand that whenever you craft a prompt, you have to provide the more context. So right now I said whatever document is there, that has to be related to legal thing. Hence I said you act as a lawyer, and you exact context and goal you provide, that much refined the results will be. Okay. So this you need to keep in mind, and that what we had in this slide. So let me just present it again. So what we are trying to do here is we're trying to leverage custom AI prompt, but to leverage that, you need to be able to craft the prompt correctly. And as you can see that we have a prompt which has all the details in detail, like goal, context, and everything. So you also ensure that whenever you craft a prompt, you craft it with all the details, provide the context, provide the tone in which it should respond back, and also provide that what it shouldn't respond back with. So for example, in the instruction, I should have strictly verified that, hey, do not ever share the information of contractors email ID, phone number, and always show the name and the organization name, all of those instructions, guardrails, you can put it in the prompt, and then hence you'll get the response back in that manner. So this is what prompt engineering does. Okay. Coming back, this is what is same is mentioned. If you want to take back a look, later, you can take it back as well. And what we have used is what Drupal is going to talk you more, because as you can see, this instruction which we have crafted is more detailed. And I'll hand it over to Drupal so that he can take it ahead with our use case. And if there are any more queries in the meantime, I'll take it on the chat. Drupal, can you share your screen?
Yep. Thank you so much, Srishti. Hello, everyone. Dhruval this side. I'm working as a technical architect. I have 7 years of experience, and I've been an active community speaker. And thanks to Dhruvin and the Delhi community team for providing us this platform. Okay, I've shared my screen. Please let me know once it is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll quickly show you the end output first, and then we'll dive into the technical details like how to build it from scratch. My goal would be to make you guys create this on your own. Okay, so let me know if you are stuck anywhere or if you feel like I need to dive into some other things, then I can cover. So as Srishti explained, what we have done is we have created a custom agent contracted under Copilot Studio, which I am going to leverage on my teams. and this is not just related to Teams. You can add it to any M365 portal, but for now we have configured it on the Teams. What it does is, uh, I am new to the legal team, and I'm not sure whether the contract which is given to me for the review is accurate or not. And I want to leverage AI to identify some risk of that particular contract. So let's say in my as a starting, the bot will or the agent will say, "Hi, this is a virtual assistant. Let me know how can I help you." So what I'll do, I will just say review contract. Okay. What it will ask is now to upload a file or provide a text. So for now, we have configured it to upload a file. You can configure it. Let's say you want to just validate a particular content of the whole contract, then that also you can do. For that, you need to configure your prompt in a different way. So for this, let me try to upload a file. Okay, I have uploaded that file and I hit submit. What it will do, it will understand the contract, identify any missing information which is critical for any legal contract, and then also highlight the risk which the contract is having. So if you see, based on different page, it has listed out different components of a contract, okay, and then identified the risk as well. Now let's review the contract first. Okay. So see, if you see, I have kept this blank intentionally and see how it appears. So there are four different components in my contract, and if you see, it has identified the same thing. So for example, are not specified. It means it was blank and it is mandatory to have that information in your contract. So for all the four components, it has identified what is the risk, how you can mitigate it, what will be the priority of it, and does it require any approval strategy or not. So for each of this, it has identified. Same it has done for the page 2, page 3, page 4. Now let me try to upload any other contract. Let's say sample 2. So beauty of leveraging this AI prompts and all this stuff is that we don't need to worry. Okay, yeah. So now if you see, I just uploaded the contract again. I did not set the context like I need to review it again. So let me just do. Yeah. So what I was saying, the beauty of this whole thing is I'm not lawyer. I don't have any kind of expertise in legal work. Okay. Still, I will be able to leverage AI to get things done. Okay. And this way, we can train our models without having the domain knowledge, but we have to make sure that we review it correctly because this is AI generated. It's not necessary that this all things would be 100% accurate. Now, if you see for the sample 2, as this was a different kind of template, it has identified different section of it, even different clauses of it, and the more detailed risk mitigation and all the stuff it has provided. Now let's see how to build this. So Srishti already covered that how to build your custom prompt. As she mentioned, you need to provide a very precise detail what you are expecting of that model. Okay. So what I have mentioned is you are a contract specialist AI agent, okay, who is extensively trained on recognizing non-standard contract terms, associated risk, recommending mitigation strategies. Then I provided some more details like what all things I'm expecting out of it, and then suggest a approval strategy as well if mitigation is not possible. So over here, what I covered is it needs to identify the non-standard terms, highlight the risk, suggest an approval strategy if mitigation is not possible, and then I want to highlight that in the as output. I want those highlighted, and then I have provided one contract document as a sample. Additionally, We have used the model GPT-4o, which supports the document uploading, but you can leverage this premium paid preview, which has the deep reasoning capabilities as well. We'll jump into that later. I'll just quickly show you what is the output there. But for now, this is at the model end. Now, once this prompt is created over here, we need to come to Copilot Studio. Now, I'm not sure whether everyone is aware about Copilot Studio or not, but I'll try to quickly cover the basics of it and then I'll jump into the agent creation. So this is your landing page. Okay, this is your home screen. Over here, you can see all the recent agents which you have built. At the bottom, you can see the predefined or out of the box agents which Microsoft has already provided. So similar to prompts over here as well, you can get the existing agents as well. These are some of the learning resources. Then this is the create. You can create an agent from here. Then if you go to agents, you can see all the agents which you have created over here. Then these are flows, which are basically nothing but your Power Automates. But the main difference between this Power Automate and the normal Power Automate is whatever Power Automates you are creating specifically for your agents will reside over here itself. Then you have a library where you will see different prompts which you have created and some other custom connectors, collection, data words, and all. So if you see the prompt which was created under AI Hub as a contract review is also available in the library over here. Okay, then these are some dataverse related connections or actions which I have created. And then these are the predefined custom connectors, and you can or add your custom connector as well. Okay, so now let's jump to the custom agent which you have built, which is this contract data. I'll first explain how we have configured this, what we have done this, and then we'll try to create it on the go as well. So you need to provide your name. Then over here as well, I have provided a general instruction like what this agent is supposed to do. Now this can be same as your prompt, but more in a natural language. Like let's say if you are trying to explain the same thing to a human, how would you explain it? That way we have explained it over here as well. We have used the orchestration. What and how orchestration is used, that we will jump into the details later. This is the knowledge source. If you want your agent to be a retrieval agent, basically extract information from something, then you can configure the knowledge. That also we will try to cover. But for this particular agent, we haven't configured any. Then actions, triggers. Triggers are basically for your autonomous agents. When you want your agent to be triggered, for that you can add it over here. Actions I'll cover in some time. And then these are different topics. So for this particular case, we have leveraged a topic-based agent, or where we have created a custom topic named legal review. Okay, when this will be triggered, if the user enters the keywords like legal review, legal documents, or legal papers like that, then what it is doing, it is asking user to upload a file. As I mentioned, we are asking, or we are focused on a file-based input. Then over here, I'm calling the prompt which we have created over here as a contract review. So what it requires the input file, and then it gives the output, and whatever output we are getting, that we have simply just displayed as a message. Okay, so if you see configuration wise, this is just simple 4 to 5 steps which you need to take care. If I click on this to see my model details, so it's not like once you created the prompt over here, you cannot change it, or it's the only place. You can still review and make changes to your prompt in the Copilot Studio as well. That is the same prompt which is available over here. Over here as well, before publishing your agent, you can try different things, test the results. So let's say I want to test this. Okay, so I'll upload a file here. It is uploaded, and now I click test prompt. So before the final output, you can always check how your prompt and whether the model you have selected is providing you appropriate results or not. So over here, if you see, this is the raw output which we are getting. I'll just close this. Now this is based on a topic. Same thing we can achieve via actions as well. I'll quickly cover that, but before that, I would like to cover how I have enabled it in my teams. So for that, what we need to do, we need to go to channels. Okay. You need to select this Teams plus Microsoft 365. Now, as currently over here, we are leveraging the default authentication, which is Teams plus your, Azure AD authentication. Only this option is allowed. For other channels to include, we need to configure the authentication different way. So that is a larger topic, which I will try to cover in if we get some time. So over here in the Teams plus 365 channel, you need to make agent available. Then over here, you need to again save this and then publish it. Over here, you can see availability options like how you want to share this agent to be available across your tenant. So for now, what we have done is we have downloaded the zip and added it into our custom apps. So for example, apps, manager apps, and from here I added that particular zip and the agent was available to me in the Teams. But let's say we want to make it available across the organization. In that case, we need to deploy publish it. It requires your admin approval to be available, and then over here you can mention to how you want to share it with the rest of your team members or the organization employees. Any questions till here? Okay, so as we mentioned, this was the case where we leveraged topic to configure this. Now I will play with this particular agent itself. I will stop this legal review. Okay, and now if I go to actions, if you see, Srishti has already added one legal assistant custom prompt. Now you must be wondering where is this, because we don't see that over here. So it's not that you can create a custom prompt from AI Hub only. From Copilot Studio as well, under uh, actions, new action, from here as well you can add a custom prompt. If I click this, it will open the similar interface which is already explained. So let's just quickly check that. Okay, so this is the similar interface which we had. So let's say I for now I'll just give dummy names, test. So basically this will be created as a solution in your Dataverse. If you're not providing any solution name, it will create on its own. So you can just do save. Then this will be the prompt screen, same as which we saw in the AI Hub. Okay, you can add your input like the prompt instructions which you want to add. You want to set any model. So I explained, right? We will go into this. So let's see. I'm selecting this premium O1, which it has the capability of deep reasoning. And let me just try to grab the same prompt which we have added over here. Okay. Here is the contract. I'll image. Oh, sorry. So another thing I mentioned. So the premium O1 model does not support the document as an input. So we have to do it via text. Let me just try to grab this whole text. I have added it over here, and now I'll just do test prompt. So my expectation would be, as this model is more refined, it has deep reasoning, I will get some more accurate response out of it. Okay, now let's see what the response we are getting. Oh, I can't provide a detailed response to that. Recommend consulting a qualified attorney. So, as this model has deep reasoning enabled, it is more profound. It understands the context, the importance, criticality of it, and as it is now, if you can see, it has just advised to consult a legal professional, basically a human, because there is a chance the content generated by AI might not be 100% right in real life scenario. And as it understood the contract in a way that the model feels like it's better to be consulted by human. Now the same contract was returning us some output as per our expectation with different model. So let's say I change the model to GPT-4o, which doesn't have the deep reasoning capability. If I now do the test prompt, I'll get some response. Okay. So just imagine you now this new model provides us a lot of options where you require a deep reasoning, like you need to really understand the context of whatever you are doing and then give some output. So it will be accuracy wise, it will be more accurate compared to the other models. So this was just an example of a premium oven model. So this way we configured this. I'll just let me do save. Okay. It's slow, so I'll skip this. So I'll show you one of my existing model. So once you create the prompt from here, okay, now how to add that? Okay, because that particular prompt which we created over here, we had added that in our uh, topic, but we want to add as an action. Now there is some issue or some catch with that is this is my existing prompt which I have created. Once you create the prompt and publish it, it will look something like this. Make sure you see this operations, this kind of ID. Okay. And I can confirm from here like it is published. Now I'll try. So best way is you copy your contract, sorry, the prompt name, come on the action screen and search. Unfortunately, it is not coming up. So there is some bug with this search capability. So what I did, I just tried to add the half name and then scroll down. Over here, I can see this contract review. So look for the Dataverse icon and then your prompt. So from here, I can see it provides me all the input and output option. I'll just add the action for now. Okay, it is on off. So this way you can add multiple actions and you can decide which action you want to pursue. Let's say I'll click on this one to configure. Okay, I'll go to inputs. Let's add, we will select the contract. We can just give the name as contract, user's response it will take. Okay, and output text we'll just configure as, okay, for now let's do default actions. I'll try to save it. Okay, so this way we have set this our actions up. Now let me rename it as well. Okay, so once you add the action over here, how you make your agent understand that it needs to invoke this action. So that can be done in the overview section, where in the general instruction you need to specify explicitly that you want that particular action to be invoked. So I'll keep this. Okay. If user prompts contract review, then invoke and return the output in simplified language. Let's see how it works. I'll save this. Okay, let's try to test. Let me refresh this. I'll make sure the show activity when is on, so that whatever conversation we will do, it will also provide us the trace how the agent is working. Contract review. So from here you can see your agent will, it triggered that particular plugin. Okay. Now let me give this. Okay, I guess I exceeded the character limit. Let me try to capture some portion only then. Let me open Word file. It will be easy to copy. Okay, let's try to cover this only. Let's see. Okay, maybe there is some issue with the agent.
No worries, Dhruval. We know
Yeah.
sometimes it
Yep.
behaves that way.
Oh,
It's fine.
yeah. Okay, so this way, we just also wanted to cover, like, there are multiple ways you can achieve this. This is the action part. Now I'll quickly also show the extraction model. So initially I mentioned, right, like it's not always necessary that you have your model or you are aware about the format, but let's say if you want to just get some information from your knowledge repository, like you have lots of legal documents with you, but you not sure which you know sorry okay, yeah. So what I was saying, yeah, you have a lots of documents in your repository and someone asks you to find some information, but you are not 100% aware, like you don't want to go through thousands of or hundreds of documents. In that case, what you can always leverage Copilot. You just need to identify the source of that particular site. So for example, for me, this is the site in which we have added these two legal documents. What you can do, go to the knowledge part of your agent and add this as a source. Okay, so we have added this SharePoint source over here. I'll just refresh. Srishti, do you have any quick prompt? Let me just check what you can get out of here. Show me the NDA terms. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. I forgot. Let me just go to action. I'll turn it off so it doesn't go there. Let me again refresh. And in the overview, we will just edit this. I'll just clear all the instructions. So we are not providing any information, anything to it. What we have done is we have just created an agent under knowledge. We have added this SharePoint site as a source. Okay. I'll just quickly check it is there properly. Yes. Perfect. Now let me again try. Let's see if it tried to get. It is searching for the knowledge sources. Okay. So if you see information that should not be considered includes this public knowledge, and if you see it got it from the that particular document which was added. Okay. So this way you can always leverage agents based on your needs. Key things to focus over here is understand your use case first, whether you need custom model or you can reuse any pre-built models. Then if you require a prompt, then again, if you can leverage existing prompts, well and good. If not, you always have options to create your custom prompt from AI Hub as long as or from the uh, Copilot Studio as well. And in order to implement it, again there are two ways: topics and actions. If you want more governed, like there is a business process which you need to follow, go with topic one, where you can add your custom action, conditions and everything. If it is a simple integration, everything is handled in the prompt itself, then just go with the action. And along with that, if you want to have a knowledge repository where you just want to retrieve the information, go with the knowledge one. I guess, yeah, that was it
Okay.
from my side. Srishti, you like to add something?
Yeah, we just have a few minutes, and I would like to cover, as you already mentioned, the key takeaways, but just let me share my screen. So the intent here is, let me quickly come to my screen. Let me know if you can see it. Okay, so today what we covered is just around prompts. Okay, so don't confuse yourself with, okay, my Copilot Studio can only leverage prompts and there is no other integration is possible. No, that's not right. So as you can see, Dhruv will just, our intention was just so that you can enable yourself and you start go ahead and build agents in the simplest way which you can build, while also looking at what are the different ways, what are the different features which you can leverage from Copilot Studio. Your key takeaway is actions are nothing but your topics. Okay, so what happens is whenever you add any particular action here which we just added, straight away you go ahead and type in the prompt, for example, whatever name and description you provide to that action will will be taken, and that intent will be understood by your agent, and based on that the action will be triggered. Important thing here is the thing about orchestration. Okay, so whenever I think Dhruv has not given you the info around the autonomous agent, but orchestration means, okay, I have some trigger and I can add a trigger. That trigger can be, okay, at this particular time you need to look at the data source and put some information, perform those actions, all of those things are there. But there are different triggers which you can see. Once your trigger is configured and your orchestration is configured, then you can go ahead and leverage the agent and go ahead and
Shruti, we can't hear you. Is it me or is it everyone else
No,
also?
I guess for everyone. So we have lost you.
Hello, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
Yeah,
you're back.
yeah,
Yes,
you're
yes, you're
back. You're
back.
back.
Yeah, so I was talking about orchestration, which means, okay, based on my trigger, as this agent is going to run autonomously, your instructions has to be concised and precise in terms of all these detailed steps. You have to put it in natural language, saying that once the event is triggered, invoke that action, use this input, all of those things you have to configure in the instruction, and hence you are enabling your agent to work it autonomously. Nothing works, out of the box. You have to make it work by providing strict instructions and guardrails. Now, there is an important topic on when to use topics, when to use actions. So I'll quickly summarize. Topics are basically when you have a chained conversation stating that based on the phrases you will perform, the some things will be done in the topic, and if the information is missing you will put it in the condition. You will look after what has to be showcased to the users, what does not has to be put it in the chat. All those things you can configure in the topic. While for the actions there is no such chaining. Actions are in behind the scenes a connector, and in each action, so let's just take one particular action, delete a row. Just have to configure your input, your output. But here the important thing is you don't have even the output will be in natural language. All those things you can configure. And even for the input, when it doesn't find any input, just like which you saw, right? We had to just the phrase was contract review, and it triggered that action, but we need to provide an input. Why that input was not configured in the input can be configured by static or dynamic. Dynamic means user or from some action that input has to be passed with the value. If that is not done, it will straight away put in the chat saying that, hey, I do not have that information, please pass me, so that the action would work. So all those things has to be considered here. There are enterprise wide use cases which you can go and build. It's not just meant for simple use cases. I have built an enterprise use case myself. We are working with customers where we are using those enterprise use cases. You can build a lot of things. Given that you need to understand, you need to have a use case, and you need to understand when to use what. Important thing for retrieval, which I think Dhruv missed, is in the settings you need generative AI to be enabled. Retrieval, as I mentioned, so for retrieval you need to understand it is only for retrieving the information, fetching the information. So if your organization just wants a AI assistant to be enabled to all the users in your org, so that they can go ahead and retrieve the information which is sitting as part of the organization data, right? And they don't go into the available assistants online and you start putting the queries which are confidential data. Hence, you can go ahead and build a agent which is a retrieval, put the data as your organization data, and let your users go ahead and start searching, start finding information. And what is the beauty of this agent is whatever information they have access to, they'll be able to fetch that information. So, for example, if I go and try to find the salary of Druvil, which I don't have access to, definitely it will not be showcased. It will give me a message saying that you can't access that information. So all those guardrails are in picture. Hence, the behind the scenes, they are using Azure OpenAI. The content moderation, everything is there. Just ensure to enable this generative AI, and AI layer will be added to your Copilot Studio. And the important last bit, which I just wanted to cover so that you can go ahead and take this with you. These are the next steps. Please go ahead and start building Copilot Studio. And if you want how you can go ahead and craft prompts, you are not aware about it, go ahead and look into the try prompts. And also there is a detailed prompt library where you can pick any and plug in and start playing with it. So thank you so much. Hope this was helpful for all of you. And if there are any queries anyone has, please drop in the chat and we can take that up.
Yeah, thanks so much, Shruti and
Yeah.
Ruvel.
Yeah, Amna, go ahead, Amna.
Nope, I was just looking for any questions in the chat.
I don't see yet any, but yeah, Shrishti, everybody knows you, so they will be coming back to you directly. I guess so.
No worries. Thank you so much, everyone. Sorry, I missed introducing myself. My bad. By the
No
start of the
worries,
session.
Shrishti. No
Okay.
worries. Now whole of the community knows you, so it's okay. They hear
That's
your
a
voice, they
privilege.
can understand who is speaking.
No worries. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks again, the team, Druvil, Druvin, Aro, and everyone, whomsoever is involved. Thank you so much for having us again, and looking forward to staying connected for the upcoming events as well. Thanks a
Sure,
lot.
sure. I
Thanks,
will
everyone.
now stop with the recording. Yeah, thank you.